Hello, and welcome back to the Talk Pickle To Me podcast. I'm your host, Pickleball Chick, aka Caitlin Kerr. I found pickleball in 2021, and it absolutely changed my life. I created this podcast to create deeper, more meaningful conversations in pickleball with some of the most influential people in the sport. I would really appreciate you supporting the channel by following us on Instagram at Talk Pickle To Me, subscribing wherever you're listening, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And once again, just tell me your feedback. I appreciate all the comments. It's super helpful to make these better and just good for everybody. So today I am so excited to be speaking with Len Yang. World, this is the guy that just beat Andre Agassi and Leigh Waters. And maybe the most hype part about it is that he will always have a duper win versus Leigh Waters. So let me introduce you guys a little bit. Len Yang was a Cornell student that recently took a leave of absence to move to Austin, Texas to pursue professional pickleball. He's been working incredibly hard, not just on his game, but also on the social side, which he's been doing such a good job as well. And I believe that when you put yourself in a great opportunity to make a name, he did that and he seized the moment. So I'm so excited for you guys to get to know him better. Len, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me. That was an amazing intro. It's kind of hard to follow when you said the most influential people in pickleball. I would definitely not put myself there yet.
Oh, you're on your way. You're on your way. All right, cool. So talk to me about life growing up. Where'd you grow up? What was family life like? And talk a little bit about the role that both athletics and academics played in your life.
Yeah, for sure. I'm from New York City, born and raised. Been there for 21 years. 21 years before I just moved to Austin. A very Asian household, but so my parents are Chinese, and so I grew up in a big house with like three cousins. Everyone, all three of them are huge overachievers. Everyone's super big overachievers, really big into academics. I was like the first one that kind of steered off the path. Steered
Steered off the
yeah,
path.
ste-
Steered off the path going to Cornell.
steered off the path a little bit, went more into athletics. My dad got me into like I did everything. I did like when I first started, I did piano, I did art. I actually was in chorus. Hopefully there's no recording of that. But so for my first sport was actually swimming, and then I swam for probably 2-3 years, and then I transitioned to ping pong, like table tennis. I ended up playing table tennis since I was like from 7 years old to around 14, 15, I want to say. Um, I quit. I stopped playing ping pong when I went into high school because I kind of had to make a decision to either go to high school or continue playing. So like in New York, like we have specialized high schools or whatever. Basically, you just have to take a test to get into the schools, and like all the schools were commuter schools. So for high school, like I took an hour subway to school, an hour subway back. So then like to do that on top of like another 20-minute ride to practice just wasn't viable. And like at that time, I was definitely burnt out, and there's also just no money. There really wasn't any money in table tennis at that time. It would have been like basically impossible to make a living. So kind of with my parents, we just made a decision like I'm gonna stop. We're gonna go to high school. Yeah, and then like I was for table tennis, I was on the U.S. national team for a couple of years, and then like my best results were when I played under 13. I placed first in North America and second in the world. Yeah. So then going into high school, uh, as most people who know me know, like I am just stupidly competitive. I pride myself for being just the most competitive person you will meet. So I end up doing basketball. I did basketball for all 4 years. Well, would have been all 4 years in high school, but COVID obviously happened. and did basketball in the winter, and then in the summer I did dragon boat. I don't know if you know what dragon boat is.
No, explain it to
So
me.
yeah,
Is that
it's boat racing. So it's if canoeing and rowing had a baby. It's a long vessel, and it's gonna be 10 rows of two. So there'll be 20 paddlers. Every paddler does one side, and then there's usually a drummer and a steer in the back. So it's like the biggest team sport you could name. So I went from ping pong, which was an individual sport, to basketball, a bigger team sport, then to the biggest team sport you can name. So I did that in the summer, and once again, got hooked, got super competitive. I ended up trying out for the national team for that too.
wow?
In 2021, and I remember it was kind of it was a couple the tryout was like a couple of months, and like the first time so the way you try out was like you go on a one-man boat, and you basically just do a 500-meter. You just do 500-meter by yourself, and then the fastest, however many times, make the team. The first like trial, I think I was ranked dead last out of like 100+ people. So me being super competitive, I ended up just trading my ass off, and just like I wasn't on the water at 6 a.m., was in the gym every day. By the last trial, the final trial, I ended up being third in the country for
Wow,
under 18, and making
that's awesome.
thank you. And then making that national team, we were supposed to go to Hong Kong for Worlds. Once again, COVID kind of killed that. So where does Dragon Boat lead into pickleball? So in 2023, I was supposed to, so Worlds was every 2 years. So Worlds for Dragon Boat was every 2 years. And so I made the team in 2021. In 2023, I had to try out for a U24. I ended up overtraining, and I made the team, but I ended up blowing out my shoulder.
Mm.
Yeah, so I ended up blowing out my shoulder, so I had to drop out of the team. So I didn't end up going to Worlds again. But because of that, I was like, I'm not gonna just sit on my ass and do nothing. I want to do something else now. And something else was was pickleball. It worked out perfectly that like my Dragon Ball coach Ad Cornell was like good friends with the owner of the pickleball club.
Okay, hold on one second. So when
Yes.
did you start Cornell? When did you go to
Sorry.
Cornell
Yes.
after?
So
What year?
I started in Cornell 2022, August of 2022. So right now I would technically be a second semester junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so you found pickleball in 2023 when you were unable to do this Dragon Boat World Tour or go to Worlds. Found pickleball. It changed your life like it changes everybody's life.
Yes.
You became extremely addicted.
That's what
And then
I say.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you made the decision to leave Cornell pretty recently to pursue professional pickleball. How did you make that decision?
So, so I started pickleball in like April. I found pickleball like April 2023. Got hooked like everyone else. Played a couple times, then more. And then I think by December of 2023, I think it's like actually when we met. I kind of was just like, for APP New York City 2024, I want to play pro. But like at that time, it was just an idea. I was like, I set a goal. I like setting high goals for myself. It's just seeing if I can hit them. And then just to myself, it's just like I want to play like the pro event. I want to play the main draw. All right. So I ended up doing that, and then like I played a couple pro events, made a couple main draws, and then I think by like July 2024, like I want to say June 2024, I kind of like just like threw out the idea. It was like in my head, I was like, why don't I like go pro? Like just like instead of just playing pro events, like actually just like make this a full-time job. Like because by that time I was like making some content. I started making some content. I had a couple blow up. Um, just got sponsored by Yola, and like I was just like, huh, maybe. Like I jokingly was like, maybe we could go full time, right? But it was a joke. But then like as summer progressed and like I was able to play more, train more, I was like, huh, maybe it's not like as big of a joke as I thought. So like by the end of summer, I kind of decided that like, you know what, like I wanted to go do this. Now it was figuring out what the next steps would be. Right. So when I started school, like when I started the semester again in August, I kind of just I went around, asked all my professors, I asked people who I knew took leave of absences, and talked to my guy, like my counselor and everything, made sure like everything was set. And so basically Cornell makes it very simple. Like I can take up to 5 years off. And within the next, yeah, I got super lucky. Like within the next 5 years, at any time, I can just email like the registrar and be like, "Oh, I'm coming back," and then I'm back.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's amazing. So, what were you studying, real quick, at Cornell?
I was studying business, so business slash
Okay.
finance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I believe when you work hard and put yourself in the right situations, good things happen. What did you think when you found out you were going to be playing Agassi Waters and Andre Agassi on center court at the U.S. Open?
Uh, well, first we weren't going to play on center court. Like they told us we were going to be put on like some side court. And that was like I was so sad because I was like I wanted to play at center so badly, but then afterwards like our match got delayed like I think our match got delayed like 2.5 hours, and then I actually didn't even know we were playing on center. I found out that we were playing on center like I was in the pro lounge and there was on the TV it said up next at like Agassi Waters versus Trang and Len. Like that's how I found out. Like I didn't even get a text. Like that's how I found out. And I was like, I mean, I was kind of just more mentally just preparing myself. It's like, yes, you gotta give them respect. Yes, it's gonna be super cool, like playing against like two absolute legends, but like just gotta play pickleball, you know. And I think going to the first game, Trang and I would definitely like my partner Trang and I were definitely tight. Like we both missed a couple returns. I missed a couple like easy counters, and we ended up like before we know it, like we're down 9-1.
Yeah.
Right? And like the mental reset was more just like it's pickleball. Just have like I kept telling Train like just have fun. Like who cares who they are right now? Like we're on the court. Like obviously the crowd is gonna be cheering for Agassi and Waters. Like that's just like we knew that going in, right? But we kind of did a mental reset, came back a little bit first game, like figured it out, started playing a little better, and then like by a second game we figured stuff out.
Yeah. I was going to say the first game, I was like, this is not the Len that I know. I could tell that you were nervous. And see, I don't know your partner, but you could just tell that, like, the simple misses, like you said before. But you guys definitely turned it around in the second. I was very, very surprised that they did not play Andre Agassi on the left. It seemed to me that, I mean, sorry, that they didn't play Andre Agassi on the right
Yeah.
and Annalie on the left because I want Annalie hitting as many balls as possible, and you were able to ice her out so much easier when he was on the left.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it was just because Andre just wasn't as comfortable on the right side
Yeah.
because he does favor his backhand. And like even I think in the second game a couple times he didn't unwind when he was on the right side, like he was short hopping the forehand dinks.
Yeah.
Um,
He took a lot out of the air too, but I still felt like he didn't look. He's not the best on the right, but still, I still rather have Annalie hitting more. I want Annalie touching the ball more.
yeah, I mean, we were. I did not want to see Annalie hit too many balls. That's just, let's just say that. Um, like, uh, Andre's drives were just out of this world. Like we didn't want to see we didn't want to see Andre's drives, and we did not want to see AL's poaches. Like I think we had one
You
ball
returned
where
every ball to NLA.
no, every ball to Annalie, every single ball. I think we had one ball where we returned to Agassi, and she came up, poached, and absolutely just murdered me, screamed in my face, and I was just like, "Yep, that is exactly why we're going right back to you on the returns." Um, no, Annalie was scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was scary.
She wanted to make her presence known. But again, it was basically like, I don't like, what was your strategy? Because what I saw was hit the ball to Annalie on the return. She drives or she crashes. But once you're at the kitchen, Andre Agassi all day.
Yeah, I mean, especially the first game, like even though we were going to Agassi, we were giving him a lot of dead dinks. And he's very good once the ball is a little slower to take a step back and rip those balls. And like, because his hands are very good.
Yeah.
His hands are elite. He's not as comfortable off the when the ball bounces a little bit in the kitchen, which is understandable. He hasn't played for too long, but like once he gets once he practices a little more like the dinks and just at the the kitchen game, like, he's gonna be scary. Like people don't understand. He just needs to practice a little more, and he is gonna be scary. Like I played rec with him. I had the pleasure to play rec with him around 2-3 days ago. I played with him and Travis, and Jack, and in like an hour and a half session, is the most elite ball striking I've ever seen. In an hour and a half session, he did not shank a single ball. It was the most absurd thing. Like that's what like all of his shots, obviously very impressive. But I think the most impressive thing is in an hour and a half, he doesn't shank a single ball. Like every single ball just paints the sweet spot. It's absurd.
Wow.
Like I can't not shank a ball like just warming up in 30 seconds. Like we played multiple games, didn't shank a single ball. Doesn't matter where he is, just what ball I hit at him, just every ball, sweet spot. It was absurd.
Oh my God. So you actually played rec with him before you played him in a match. So you're telling me
helped a lot.
Yeah, that had to help a ton, number one. Number two, you're telling me that they didn't know one of your best shots is your backhand flick and how elite your hands are? I mean, why did they ever leave a ball up high? I just didn't understand their strategy.
No, I mean, I also have to give a lot of credit to my partner. Like she had my back the entire match. Like
she pulled a good right guide.
Yeah, dude, her defense was on point. She was just making balls. She just didn't miss, set me up. Her defense was great, and like she just let me be me. Like she let me take over when I needed to. But like I trusted her to any ball I couldn't get, I knew she was there. Like I think like in the third game, 7-8-2, them serving, like they just won 3 points. They're slowly coming back. Axie comes up, hits like a put away past me. And like as the ball passes me, I'm just like, oh my God, it's gonna be 8-8. We're screwed. And then I just hear and I turn around, ball hits like she perfectly resets the ball into the kitchen, reset winner. It was absolutely absurd. Like that point won us the match. Like I think yeah, I think if we don't get that side out, like we would have a very hard time winning that match.
Yeah, I think it was a great job, by her and by you. So the biggest question I have is, how did you celebrate?
I mean, obviously, kind of absolutely huge win, right? I mean, but like we just went out to dinner. Nothing too special. I mean, like still had to play today. Kind of had to like reset my mentality. Like, yes, like huge win, but like tournament's not over, right? That was round of 16, so quarters today. That men's quarters I won with Jack, and then training and I actually ended up falling to Richard and Riley. There's the better team today.
Yep.
But like with these progressive draws, like like you get time to celebrate, but you gotta remember like next day you're right back to it.
Totally. That's a good mentality to have. Yeah. So what's next for you? What are you scheduled to play in, and how are you taking professional pickleball head on?
right now, I'm just gonna be traveling so much. So, like the month of May, I'm not gonna be in Austin at all. I think so. Right now, we finish. I'm going back on Sunday. I go back to Austin on Sunday, stay there for one day. Then I'm going to Cincinnati for APP. I'm probably going to be playing all the APPs this year. PPAs just don't really make too much sense right now. So I'm going to be playing Cincinnati. Then from Cincinnati, I'm going straight to Atlanta for PPA Atlanta, but like that's because I'm flying out for Yola. And then from Atlanta straight to APP New York. Then I'm probably going to stay in New York for a bit just to see family and
Nice.
everything.
All right.
Yeah.
So right now, Yola is a sponsor. How are you making ends meet right now as a professional pickleball player?
Well, right now I'm just trying to make it out of the hole. Like before, it's tough out here. I mean, before like I moved to Austin, I coached a lot. I coached a lifetime, so I saved up a lot. But Yola's obviously helping, and then like got some prize money. I went to India for global in February, right? So I'm just saving a lot of money, saving up a bunch of money, and kind of live, try and make a living still. We're slowly getting there, we're building up there.
I believe in you. If you are a sponsor listening out there, you have Len Yang, one of the biggest up-and-comers in the sport, in my opinion. I picked him out in December of 2023 when I watched him, and I called Selkirk, who I was sponsored by at the time, and I said, we need to sign this guy. He's going to be awesome one day. I could see it in your eyes, how competitive you were. I love the backhand flick. I thought you had elite hands back then. They've only gotten better. And then I watched you play in the New York City APP last year, and you did well there as well. So I think I'd buy Len Yang stock any day. Congrats on a phenomenal win, a career highlight for sure. And I'm looking forward to watching you in the future.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for tuning in to another episode of Talk Pickle to Me. This one was with Len Yang. Please make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Talk Pickle to Me. I am Pickleball Chick. You can find me on Instagram at pickleball.chick. This is Len Yang. Len Yang, what's your handle?
Len.Yang. And I don't even know what that's called. Underscore. Thank you. Len.Yang _ on Instagram.
Okay, awesome. And make sure you tune back into the next episode. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Thanks, guys.